So you want the best AFL stats and analysis in the biz? Well, you've came to the right place. We don't need a room full of Fox Footy commentators with decades of experience playing and analysing AFL to be able to give these predictions. I've run the calculations through 10,000 supercomputers with the most sophisticated AI ChatGPT software, and we have crunched the numbers and we can determine with an error percentage of 0.0000001% that we can predict what the AFL 2023 ladder will be at the end of the season. Alright, I'll be honest with you guys. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I open packs of footy cards on a YouTube channel. I've done minimal analysis for this vid, apart from reviewing the last few seasons and the most recent trades from each club, but you know what? It's going to be a bit of fun. Let's see how bad I can get everything wrong. So let's jump straight into it. Alright, so this is going to be my 2023 AFL ladder predictions. All 18 clubs at the end of the year, what they are going to finish on the ladder. And at the end of the season, I'm going to make a game of it. I'll review how I went by calculating the total score, adding the differences between the predicted and actual ladder positions. So the closer my prediction is to actual, the lower my score will be. So let's see how much I can stuff things up and get a massive score. So this is the way Cardman22 does it for his ladder predictions for the past few years. It's an awesome idea, so I thought I'd give it a crack. But before I do, I just want to do my 2022 predictions recap. I only predicted the top 4 last season, as well as who I thought would be the premiership team, Brownlow medalist, Coleman and Rising Star. I'll recap them, the premiership, Brownlow, Coleman and Rising Star, in another video where I do my 2023 predictions for them, so that will be coming out soon. But for my top 4 predictions, in 4th place I had Brisbane Lions, 3rd Sydney Swans, 2nd Melbourne Demons, and on the top of the ladder I thought the Doggies were going to make it. As we know, for 2022, that didn't happen. I got so it was 4th position, Collingwood Magpies, that was amazing. 3rd, Sydney Swans, 2nd, Melbourne Demons, and 1st, Geelong Cats. I got Melbourne and Sydney correct. Both of those teams came off strong seasons in 2021, with Sydney finishing 6th on the ladder, and Melbourne obviously winning the premiership in 2021. Collingwood easily had the biggest improvement in 2022, finishing 17th position in 2021. That was amazing improvement. I had them nowhere near my top 8, but they really proved themselves in 2022. And the Cats just continued to find a way. They're one of the most consistent teams in the modern era. I also predicted 18th position, the bottom of the ladder, last year, to go to the Adelaide Crows. As we know, North took the wooden spoon, which means it was back-to-back years taking the wooden spoon for North. Hopefully they improve, and you'll see where I have them in my 2023 predictions coming up in the vid. But yeah, Crows finished 14th position, so a bit off, yeah, but not too bad. All right, now time for my 2023 AFL ladder predictions, and in 18th spot, the bottom of the ladder. It's not many surprises to a lot of people, but I've got the GWS Giants. So they finished 16th last year, so pretty poor. And in the off-season, they lost a few key players in the trade, including Tim Taranto, Jacob Hopper, Bobby Hill, and Tanner Bruin. So it looks like they're in a big rebuild stage. And yeah, I've got them taking wooden spoon and finishing on the bottom of the ladder for 2023. Next up, in 17th position, I have the Essendon Bombers. Yeah, unfortunately, with a new coach, Brad Scott, as well as new captain, Zach Merritt, new game plan from what it looks like, and the second youngest squad in the AFL. I just think it'll be a few seasons before they understand Brad Scott's new game plan and they get a few more games into these younger players and they have a chance for finals. Speaking about youngest clubs in the AFL, next up in 16th position, I have the Hawthorn Hawks, who are the youngest club in the AFL. For 2023. That, and with the loss of massive experience in the previous Brownlow medalist Tom Mitchell, as well as Jago O'Meara and Jack Gunston in the trade period. The young and inexperienced list, I think it will also be a few seasons before these Hawks are competing for finals again. In 15th position, I have the West Coast Eagles. Another team that I think is in a rebuild stage right now, where they most recent trade period tried to secure some future draft picks. They finished 17th position at the end of the 2022 season, and although they picked up Jaden Hunt in the off-season, I think they'll struggle to get wins on the board in 2023 and finish towards the lower quarter of the ladder. Alright guys, I was talking about them just before. In 14th position, I've got the North Melbourne Kangaroos. They're going to get off the bottom of the ladder. They're going to throw back that wooden spoon. It's like, here you go, GWS, you take that wooden spoon. With Alistair Clarkson on board, one of the greatest coaches in the modern era, coming to the Kangaroos. I think they're going to move up the ladder. It's going to be a slow transition, but they're going to make up over the next few seasons with players like LDU, Jai Simpkin. They've got a good foundation in their midfield, a lot of young stars, and I think they'll continue to improve over the next few seasons, and they'll keep rising up the ladder. Alright, so next up in 13th position, I have the Adelaide Crows. They finished 14th, as I mentioned previously, in the 2022 season. Not too many changes from last year. They picked up Isaac Rankin from the Suns, which would be a handy option up forward. The Crows showed some impressive signs in the 2023 preseason matches, so I'm really not sure about them, but I don't think they could do a bit better than 13th maybe, but I still think they're a season or two away from making the top 8. Next up, I have the St Kilda Saints in 12th position. They finished 10th on the ladder in both 2021 and 2022, so I wasn't really sure where to put them on the ladder, but when I look at the clubs in my top 10, I don't think the Saints will be able to perform as consistently as the other clubs. But then again, this is a team I'm not really confident with my predictions. They had a quiet trade period in the off-season, trading away Ben Long and picking up Zane Cordy from the Dogs. They also have some tough matches at the beginning of the 2023 season, including Fremantle, Bulldogs, Pies and Carlton as 4 of their first 6 matches in 2023. So I think a slow start on the ladder, it'll be tough to claw their way up from 2023. But if they can get some upsets in those key 4 matches, difficult matches, I think they might be able to get up there in the top 8. In 11th place, I have the Gold Coast Suns. I've been wanting the Suns to find some success for a while now. 2022 saw an improvement, moving up the ladder to 12th from 16th position in 2021. I'm hoping that they can continue to progress up the ladder, but I'm still yet to see that consistency from the team to compete for that top 8 position. We continue to see that unfortunate trend where the Suns struggle to keep their young talent. As I mentioned, they lost Isaac Rankin in the last trade. Hopefully the Gold Coast Suns continue to improve in 2023 and we can see them compete for finals in the next couple of seasons. Next up, we've got that 10th and 9th position just outside of the finals, and we're going to see another close race at the end of the 2023 season, and these clubs really close to competing for finals. But in 10th position, I've got the Port Adelaide Power. The Power had some handy pickups in the last trade period. Number 1 draft pick Jason Horne-Francis comes across from the Kangaroos, and Junior Rioli, which is a handy pickup. Port saw a significant drop in form from 2nd position on the ladder in 2021 down to 11th in 2022. I think they'll stay around a similar mark for 2023, just finishing outside the top 8. And the final team that I have to miss out on the top 8 and just miss finals in 9th position, I have the Western Bulldogs. The Dogs are loaded with young talent and an exciting team to watch, making the grand final in 2021 and leading against the D's in the first half. They showed that they can compete against the best teams in the comp. Unfortunately, 2022 was a backward step for the Doggies, finishing 8th position and losing the first round of finals against the Fremantle Dockers. The last trade saw them lose key talent including Dunkley, Shaki, Hunter and Cordy, and only picking up Rory Lobb and Liam Jones. So as a result, I have them in 9th place. Here we go, guys. The top 8, the teams who I think will make finals in 2023. And in 8th position, I have the Richmond Tigers. The Tigers have been up and down in recent seasons post their amazing premiership dynasty in 2017, 2019 and 2020. Richmond finished 12th on the ladder at the end of the 2021 season and started improving again in 2022, finishing 7th on the ladder. They also had a strong trade period, picking up guns Hopper and Taranto from the GWS Giants without losing any big names. I have them in 8th position, but it'll be interesting to see if they'll be able to make a resurgence and go deep into finals for 2023. Next up, in 7th position, I have the Fremantle Dockers. 2022 saw the flag mantle calls come out, and they were looking the goods, finishing 5th position on the ladder. Unfortunately, Collingwood knocked them out in the semi-final. They've added some huge talent in recent trades, including Luke Jackson, rising star ruckman, and Jaeger O'Meara, gun midfielder. So I think they'll stay competitive in 2023. Next up, I have the Brisbane Lions finishing 6th position on the ladder. Check this out. From 2019 to 2022, their finishing ladder positions have been 2nd, 4th and 6th, with the additions of Dunkley supporting Neil in the midfield and Gunston up forward with Danaher and Hipwood and Charlie Cameron. That'll be an insane forward line. I think the Brisbane Lions will have one more strong chance of competing for finals. All right, so next up, just sitting outside of the top 4 in 5th spot, I have the Magpies, easily one of the most improved sides last season, going from 17th position in 2021 to 4th in 2022. Recent trades saw them bring in McStay, Bobby Hill, Billy Frampton, and the gun midfielder and Brownlow medalist Tommy Mitchell. They did lose their insane ruckman Brodie Grundy to the D's and Ollie Henry, but I still think they're going to continue their strong run and be in the finals mix for 2023. All right, here we go, guys. The top 4, and this one was a tough one. In 4th place, I have the Swannies. Putting together a strong season the last 2 years, finishing 6th and 3rd in 2021 and 2022 respectively. Sydney will remain up in the top echelon for 2023, I think. No changes needed in the draft for their solid team. They did bring in Aaron Francis though from Essendon, which will be handy. Not too much more needs to be said. Next. All right, in 3rd position, I've got the Demons, 2021 Premiership team, finished 2nd on the ladder in 2022. They had a shocking run in finals, going out though in straight sets, losing to Sydney and Brisbane at the end of last year. As if they didn't need more power in the ruck with Maxi Gawn, they swapped the 2021 rising star Luke Jackson for Brodie Grundy. Can you believe it? Gun for a gun. With Oliver, Petrarca, Brayshaw dominating the midfield, I can't see this team dropping form in 2023. Next up in 2nd place, I have the 2022 Premiership team, the Cats. They finished minor premiers on top of the ladder in 2022. That being said, they are the oldest team in the comp, even after the retirement of their 35-year-old captain, Joel Selwood, what a star, and the addition of young guns, Ollie Henry, Tanner Bruin, and Jack Bowles during the trade period, being one of the most consistently dominant teams in the AFL. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back-to-back premierships. Which brings me to number 1 position, and for the minor premiership, I'm going to give it to the Carlton Blues. That's right, the Navy Blues. The stars are aligning for Carlton. They have the 2022 Brownlow medalist, captain Paddy Cripps, leading the midfield with Sammy Walsh. They also have the 2021 and 2022 Coleman medalists with Harry Mackay and Charlie Curnow in up forward. The Blues' first half of the 2022 season was strong, only bombing towards the final third of the season. So as long as all their guns remain injury-free, I think 2023 will be Carlton's year and they will finish on top of the ladder. Okay guys, that's my AFL 2023 ladder predictions. I'm absolutely pumped for the start of the 2023 AFL season. Let us know what your ladder predictions are in the comments, and stay tuned for my predictions vid for the 2023 Brownlow, Coleman, Rising Star and Premiership, and I'll speak to you soon guys. Cheers.